Hello, my name is Taliah Mekki, and I would love to talk to you about how to begin your fitness program. And for me, how I started mine this go round, because this is a lifelong journey for me, is really breaking down my why and what that means to me, what fitness means to me. I do this for a living. I love what I do. I love teaching class, but I also work out outside of just teaching classes on my own. I have my own fitness programs, and I work with multiple trainers, and I have been very successful. And then I've also took like eight steps back, and breaking down the reason why we want to be a better, healthier, fitter self is the most important things, because the things that we haven't really fleshed out that are negative thoughts, negative emotions, is the prime reason that one of the reasons I feel that holds us back from achieving our goal of making this a sustainable lifelong lifestyle. And when you talk to yourself, what are your feelings around fitness? What are your feelings around food? Food is a whole nother conversation, but like that as well, because fitness and what we eat go hand in hand to make us very successful. What is your feelings around fitness? What type of emotions does the thought of a fitness program or just a workout, what comes up for you? And do you use fitness as a punishment, or is it your reward? Is it something that makes you happy? Is it something that you look forward to? And if you are not there yet on the positive side of framing your mind around fitness, let's talk about how to get you there. So for me, to be bluntly honest, I started working out very early on when I was young, probably somewhere around the age of 10, 11 years old, on my own. I've always loved fitness, but also like I had some struggles being just a curvier girl, just a young curvy girl. I've always been muscular. I've always had muscle tone, but I can get thick when I want to. So and there was a lot of people that didn't look like me that surrounded me and had different body types than me. And so that made me very self-conscious, very insecure when it came to what I looked like. So my fitness journey initially started from a negative place. It came from a place of somewhat, I would call, desperation and wanting to be like someone else and look like another body type. And so as I got older, I never really addressed that initial negative motivator. I never really broke that down. I have been on 4 professional NBA and NFL teams, and I have always used fitness somewhat as a punishment, and not something that really elevated my mental health. It was always a means to an end. And once I reached that goal, a lot of times at the end of the season, I would gain my way back, and I have to start the whole process over again for the upcoming audition season. Now, if you are a dancer or you know audition seasons, like it's a thing. Like the 4 months before, 3 months before, you are kicking your behind to get back into shape, right? And so why didn't I keep that up for the whole entire year? It's because I was coming from a really negative, insecure place where fitness I wasn't doing it for my mental health or my spirit or my soul or whatever you want to call your inner light. I wasn't using as a fuel to fuel my inner light, to help me sustain, make it a lifestyle, a permanent lifestyle. That is something that is sustainable, that you can do. That's not beating yourself up. Beating yourself up in your workouts is not sustainable. I am 41 years old, and I want to work out all the way until I'm 80, 90, 100, whatever, 120. So workouts are our mental framing of our workouts as we age and as we get older. It has to grow with us, right? When you're young, you're in your 20s, you can totally beat yourself up. And because I ran about 6 miles a day, especially when I was auditioning for different teams, and I worked out like 2 to 3 times a day. I cut my calories down. It was aggressive. And when you are in your 20s and XYZ and all that, and you are physically able, energetically able to do that. But like, what happens when you turn 30? What happens when you turn 35? What happens when your knees start to break down on you, or your hips start to hurt? So you're not able to put those miles on your body like you used to, running, whatever, cycling, whatever the case may be. How do we change our thoughts about what success feels like and looks like to us, right? And so for me, it came to more of an achievement mind than a success mind. So achievement, and I'm going to cheat. Achievement is a thing done successfully, typically by effort, courage, or skill, right? So it's a thing. It's a thing, that a box you can check, and there's multiple boxes on your list of achievements, right? Once we achieve one thing, we look forward to achieving the next thing. So think of achievement or achievements as they are all connected to each other. One up levels the next, up levels the next, up levels the next. For me, I had to change my mind to be more achievement based, small goals, to get to the lifelong goal of just me really using my workouts to fuel my inner light, to keep me going. And the byproduct of that is getting all the physical, external benefits of working out, right? Like fitter, more toned body, more energy, all of that, right? So, of course, because I want to be sane, right? I want to be mentally sane, but I'm also vain. Don't get it twisted. We do love to look good in our clothing, right? So that's that. Versus success, right? So I can't say it. Hold on. Success is a favorable or prosperous termination of attempts or endeavors to accomplish of one's goals. So let me say that again. A favorable or prosperous termination of attempts. Basically, when you are in a success mind, you are only looking to the end of that one goal. But what happens after you achieve that one goal? You reach your success, you get it, you attain it. But like, what keeps you going after that? Because you lost the 5 pounds, so now what? Do you want to lose another 5 pounds? Like, is the goal, what is the true goal? The true goal is to keep achieving mental health and physical wellness, internal and external. And that itself is a very strong foundation for you to get the aesthetic goals that you need. Like, the aesthetic goals will come. And I had to give myself some grace when it came to wanting it now and not allowing myself to really dive into the journey, the different achievements and levels that you hit along the way, whether it's just more energy, better sleep, less anxiety, just better relationships with your friends and families and loved ones. Because like, when you're happier and you feel good about yourself from the inside out, you share that love with the people that surround you. So for me right now, that's where I'm at. Being more of an achievement mind than a success mind, not having an end date to my goal. My goal is to keep this feeling of inner light, self-love going for the rest of my life, for me to have less anxiety, for me to be kind to others, right? So if I'm not being kind to myself, how can I be kind to other people? If I don't appreciate who I am, how can I appreciate somebody else? How can I extend that grace to someone else? So that's we're gonna put a button on that. Achievement mind rather than a success mind. And these are just my thoughts surrounding just how to be successful when it comes to starting a program, but longevity, lifestyle changes, right? We want this to be a lifestyle change. So we all come up against our own inner demons. We have our own negative self-chatter that goes on in our head every single day. And it's something that I constantly work on, my insecurities. Because we all got crazy talk going on in our head. Crazy talk. And like, you don't have to accept the lies that your lower self tells yourself. You can recognize that they're there. You can even wave at them from a distance and say hello, hey boo, but like you can't take up space, right? Like acknowledge that they exist, but don't allow them to take up space in your mind, in your body. Don't let it allow to dim your energy, your light down. And that's where mindfulness comes into place. It's the awareness of the present moment, awareness of the positive, the negatives, everything in between. So when I find myself just, going like veering over to the negative, I take a moment and I breathe and I give myself some grace and a space. I allow myself the space to recognize that they're there, but then I tell myself the real truths of how strong I am, how capable I am, how loved I am, how much I love myself and want to love myself more, and how I am mentally tough to do the work. I have the mental fortitude, which is the mental and emotional strength. I am strong. I believe that in my heart of hearts, because when we all been through a whole lot of things in life, and everybody has their own version of struggle, and I've definitely had mine. So, and I know I've gotten to the other side of it. I've always gotten through weathered the storm, gotten through it, and gotten to the other side, and there's always an abundance of light. So going through those hard times and understanding that there is light at the end of the tunnel gives me even more strength, and it lets me know I've done it before, I can do it again. So mental fortitude is important for me. Perseverance is always knowing that you can continue to walk the path to your achievements even in the hard times. And the hard times can look like a lot of different things. It can be the internal struggles that we have mentally with ourselves. It could be just the external factors of life. Like, we can always keep moving forward one step at a time, and really appreciating the continuation of moving forward, even with roadblocks, detours, all the things that come up in life that makes us feel like it's too hard to continue. Because once you've done the hard work before to get to the other side, it builds up your confidence to do it again. So when I'm teaching class, I always say, what do I say? I say, power through the fatigue. Get to the other side and get to the other side. Power through the fatigue and become stronger, right? And I'm talking about physical fatigue when I'm in class, but I'm also talking about mental fatigue, right? Because when we physically get tired, we mentally start to get tired, and we start letting the negative chatter just bombard and obliterate us, and we start to accept some of the lies that we tell ourselves. So if you say no, I'm going to hold on, even if it's just for a little bit longer, even if you just hold on the point of where you think you can't, that is an achievement, because you were able to hold on for 5 seconds longer, or 10 seconds longer, or 20 seconds longer. And when I'm talking about physical activity, when you're your body's burning, your muscles are burning, and you're like, oh my God, I'm shaking, I'm gonna drop down right now. But you're like, well, let me just hold on for 5 more seconds, because what's 5 seconds, right? Or 1 second. That every time you do that, you build up your confidence to keep going. So we talked about understanding our why. We talked about just changing our mind around, our mental thoughts around the physical activity, fitness, all the things, right? And understanding if it originated from a negative space where it was like self-doubt, self-hate, wanting to look like someone else, not loving the body you're in, just because you want to make changes and you want to be physically fit and aesthetically make some gains, There is nothing wrong with that. There is nothing wrong with wanting to be a fitter, healthier you, right? Because when you do all of those things, when you exercise, you sleep well, and you do the mental work, and you work out, the byproduct of that, 9 times out of 10, is a fitter body. Let's just be honest. So there is nothing wrong with wanting to be as cute and as sexy as you want to be, because I am here for it. I will never tell you that you can't be a cuter version of you, because we can always be cuter, let's be honest. So that's my thoughts on that. And also an achievement mind over a success mind. So like having those wins, those small wins that keep the train going, rather than focusing on that one particular goal that's 6 months away or a week away or whatever the timeline is for you. Because once you hit that end date, usually we fall off, we backslide, and we're not motivated to keep going because we got what we wanted, but now what else, right? So I will leave it there. I will leave it there, and always come back to a grounded, centered place. I would say mindfulness, meditation. I am not a meditator. I'm not going to act like I meditate. I am a spiritual person, so I do meditate in a way. I pray all the time. I check in with, I believe in a higher power, so I check in with that higher power, and I ground myself in that. And for me, that is my meditation. But whatever your belief system is or is not, mindfulness and meditation has a space. It has a real space in life. And you don't have to believe in any one practice of how to do it. You can do it all, or you can do the one thing. You can do yoga. You can do whatever you want to do. You can research the different ways of really connecting to a more grounded space. So I will end that there by saying your why is important, but the negatives don't define you. You can always redefine yourself and come from a place of positive self-love to help start building your inner light and confidence. I will see you soon. God bless you.